Hello and welcome to the spring semester of the 2021 Inside Out, live from KMSU in Hardnett Hall. My name is Philip Green. I'm a broadcasting major here at Minot State. This is my third time on the show. I've done a little bit of live shot and hosting as well. I'll be your host this entire semester. Really excited for the show. We got a lot of cool interviews, lots of updates on sports and news throughout the entire semester. I'm really looking forward to it. I'd like to introduce my co-host.
Hi, I'm Roxana Inez. This is my second year at Minot State University. I'm also a broadcasting major, and last semester I was your weather girl, and I'm really happy to be your host this semester. We have a really good show for today. So we have interviews from myself, Philip, and Howard, as well as weather with Troy, and then lastly sports with Cole.
Before we get to those, we're going to give you a little COVID update as well as news throughout the campus. More with news is Tyler Lubin.
Thank you, Phil. Once again, my name is Tyler Lubin. This is my fourth year here, and I'm already starting to feel a little bit older. But this is my second year doing the show, more specifically my second year doing the news, and let's get into the news. MSU students and area residents will continue to have plenty of COVID-19 testing options upcoming. Minot State and the North Dakota Department of Health have set up several dates. The events are from 8 to 10 a.m. at the third floor of the concourse of the Minot State Dome, with 8 to 9 a.m. for MSU and DCB at MSU only. Testing will take place on Tuesdays and Fridays throughout February. For more information, visit MSU's website. The Minot State cafeteria saw a menu shift on Tuesday in recognition of Mardi Gras. The menu featured items associated with the holiday, including shrimp, gumbo, po' boys, and many others prepared by Sodexo. The Luenga Leadership Center is offering multiple leadership workshops throughout the spring semester. Topics include stress and conflict management, burnout, decision-making, team goal setting, and more. Tuesday's workshop in Old Main was targeted at preventing burnout in schools. For more information and upcoming workshops, contact Jim Strum. The 2021 Women's Division I National Championships will be held in Minot. The American Collegiate Hockey Association made the announcement this week. The tournament will run from April 15th through the 20th. Details regarding the form and structure of the W1 Nationals, including the number of teams competing, game dates, and times, are currently being assessed. A former Minot State student is celebrating his 104th birthday this week. Ray Curtis moved to Minot in 1927, where he attended high school and then college at MSU. He then went on to serve in World War II. We wish Ray a happy birthday from all of us here at KMSU. The MSU scholarship deadline ended earlier this week. MSU offers a variety of scholarships funded by gifts to the university. Scholarships are based on academic achievements, financial need, and other criteria defined by the donors. The scholarship amounts vary depending on student eligibility and the availability of funds. Something to keep in mind for future applicants is that MSU scholarships available for next academic year require a separate application form from our general scholarship application. And finally, Minot State was recently the host site for Prairie Public Radio. The Democracy Cafe hosted Dave Thompson to discuss state legislative issues. Thompson shared his insight on local legislation via Zoom, along with what to expect from the most recent session. For more information on what was discussed, email Dr. John McCollum, who hosted the event. Once again, that's Tyler with the news. I'm heading over to Phil.
That is an awesome story that we have an MSU alum who is over 100 years old. That's crazy to believe. Following a 40-point fourth quarter, MSU women's basketball put on the biggest comeback in team history. Joining me now is senior women's basketball captain, Calli Delsman. Thank you for being here.
Yep.
So tell me, what was the feeling, the emotion when you guys finally see the clock hit zero and you had completed the comeback?
Honestly, it was kind of insane. We didn't expect to come back from a 20-point win. We never counted ourselves out. But we didn't honestly realize we scored 40 in the fourth quarter until after the game. Until I think it was Lucy who said it in the locker room, and we were like, what? We were like, that has to be a record, which ended up being a record. But I think we were just more excited and happy that we came back from a 20-point win, and we never counted ourselves out.
Going into the fourth quarter, was it the offense that you guys think started clicking, or was it defense? Because you outscored them 40 to some 10 points. What do you think really put you guys over the top?
Yeah, I think it's definitely a little more offense, because in the first three quarters, obviously, we weren't scoring. We scored 7 and 7 in the first half, in the first two quarters. So I think once our shots started falling, and also the combination of the defense we had in the beginning of the game, the combination of both of them just kind of everything started to click, and we looked like the team that we normally are.
Going into that fourth quarter, as a captain, what were you saying in the huddle right before it started?
I think it's hard being down 20 and still wanting to fight to win and stuff. So I think not only me, but the coaches and the other seniors, we were all just saying like, hey, we've been down worse. We've been able to come back from that as well. Like, just because we only have 10 minutes left and we're down 20 doesn't mean we're not going to win this game.
Mm-hmm. The night before, you guys lost to Northern State, but you played pretty well going into this game. Did you guys have the confidence that you had figured this team out and you knew you could win?
Yeah, that's one of the nice things about this season, being able to play the same team back to back. You get to kind of strategize differently and figure out what you need to do differently the next night. Obviously, it's the same for the other team. It can be kind of a weakness, but I think losing the first game, it kind of helps you understand like what you need to do and what you need to change. So I think just knowing like, hey, we might have not had the best night the first night and they were hitting every shot, like that's not going to happen the next night.
Mm-hmm. You mentioned this season is different and that is due to COVID-19. Can you explain just some of the changes that COVID has made for your guys' season?
Mm-hmm. A lot is like just the different protocols we have to go through and stuff. We usually travel with the men's team, but this year due to COVID, they travel separate. Also, just like the hotel rooms, we get our food brought to us, like we don't go out to restaurants anymore, stuff like that. Obviously, I think the biggest thing has been just playing without fans at like the different arenas. Locally here in Minot, we get to have fans, but all of our away games, we haven't had any fans, so having to play with no like crowd, it kind of takes away from home court advantage for other teams, but very luckily we get to have fans still.
This is your senior season, very unorthodox, not probably what you expected. Can you describe how you would say the emotions the season has gone for you?
I feel like it's gone very fast, obviously, but I think because of COVID, I've been able to realize I need to take in every moment because I don't know if like we get to play every weekend and stuff due to COVID. Sometimes we had one weekend get canceled. Luckily, it's only one. There's other teams in the conference that have had multiple weekends canceled. So just taking in every moment and being grateful for being able to play as many games as I did, because we didn't really know what was expected this season.
You guys are playing UMary tomorrow and Saturday. What are your expectations going into these games?
It's kind of a must-win. We are still fighting to get into the conference tournament, so we have to sweep Mary this weekend. It's kind of, we have to. There's no other way to say it. But like Mary is our rival, we're always going to get up for the game and stuff. And I think it's the same for Mary. They love playing us. We love playing them. We're lucky enough to be able to play them at home both times this year, so that also helps. But I think just being able to play your rival, especially for like me as a senior and the other seniors, our last weekend, I think it's going to be really fun. I think they're going to be really good games. I mean, props to Mary, they are always a good team and stuff, but I think it's just really fun to play them.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, being able to play in front of that home crowd in the rivalry game, how much energy are you expecting this weekend?
I'm hoping since it's not as cold, we'll have more fans. Last weekend we didn't have as many, but it was in the negative. So I'm hoping since it's senior night and we play Mary, people will come from Bismarck and stuff. I'm hoping for a good turnout.
That's awesome. You, on a different note, you and one of your teammates are members of the MSU Hidden Opponent. Can you explain to those who aren't aware what that is? Yeah,
so the Hidden Opponent is a nonprofit organization that is about mental health advocacy for student athletes around the nation, in any division really. So it's really just bringing the resources and the information to each campus. Obviously it's a volunteer program, but me and my teammate Bethany, we really wanted to bring more awareness to student athletes because of our own experiences and stuff. So joining the Hidden Opponent, we wanted to bring more awareness to the students here and the coaches as well.
Yeah, mental health awareness is very important among student athletes. Well, unfortunately, we are out of time. Again, thank you very much. That is Calli Delsman, senior basketball captain of the women's basketball team. Make sure to go check out the women's basketball team tomorrow and Saturday as they take on UMary. We're going to take a quick break, but make sure you stay tuned for what we have later in the store. Currently, you are looking over University Avenue. The weather looks pretty nice. We got a weather update from Troy after the break, as well as sports to come. Looking forward to seeing you after the break.
I've been cheering since I was a freshman in high school. I coached for about 2 years. I was a head coach there. It's always been my life. I really love how involved all my teachers are and they really care. I get a lot of real world experience here. Public relations to me is all about helping an organization, a business, an individual be shed in a positive light. That's what it's all about. For the KMSU auction, we go around to businesses, we get donations. I got to auction off the packages on live TV. I loved everything about it. I can't tell you how much fun I had. I never knew what I was going to do, and I never had any passions. I have a broadcasting degree. I felt I was at home at school, and I finally felt I was on the right path, and I was actually going to like what I'm doing and be good at it.
Destin Hall. My major is broadcasting, specifically journalism. I've always liked photography. I just like to be that guy with the camera. I like interviewing the people. That's just something I always wanted to do. My grandpa always read the newspaper, so I wanted to take that and write in the newspaper because I know he'll be proud. So I want to get all my classes in right now so I can have a lot of experience in the field. So as soon as I get out of college, I can find the job that I really want to do. The people here are very wonderful. It's like a big family. They'll always have your back, and that's what I like about it.
I'm Shalom Barron. I'm from Kalispell, Montana. I'm a junior. You do a lot of hands-on classes. I've never done newspaper writing until now. I think it's great to be able to actually practice that. When I graduate, I'll actually have pieces that I've written. I definitely am interested in politics in general. I've been trying to focus on things that really interest me. That way I have experience in the things I'm interested in.
Welcome back from that short break. It is finally in positive temperatures now. With the weather now is Troy.
Hey, how's it going? My name's Troy Cowell. I was a weatherman last spring. I was sports last semester, and I've been on the show. This is my third semester. I'm excited to bring you the weather every Thursday. Not through next Thursday, though. We'll be at the Pepsi for hockey. So currently in Minot, it is 14 degrees. 16 is the high and 3 is the low today. It's partly cloudy and sunny. Moving ahead to the 7-day forecast, we'll be taking a look in a second. We'll be taking a look Friday this week. It will be, it'll be 23, 13 is the low, partly cloudy and sunny. On Saturday, it'll be 36 degrees and 20. As we move ahead to Sunday to bring the week to an end, it'll be 39, 32 is your low. It'll be 47 on Monday to kick off next week. 29 is the low. And as you move towards Tuesday, it'll be 39 with 18 the low. Partly cloudy still there. Windy those 2 days. Be careful out there. 29 on Wednesday, as well as 13 is low. And next Thursday, it'll be 36. As we move ahead to current temperatures around this state, North Dakota. So currently, Minot, as we said, it's 14 degrees. It is 20 out in Wilson and Dickinson. Down in Bismarck, it's 16 in the capital. As you take a look out east, it's 15 in Grand Forks and 13 down in Fargo. And now let's take a look at the travel real quick. A little bit of an update, though. Beaver baseball is not on the road to Pittsburgh, Kansas anymore. They'll be delayed till Saturday, but this week in Kansas and Pittsburgh there, it's 31 degrees, 18 is the low on Friday, 40 and 32 on Saturday, 38 Sunday. And now let's take a look at the hometown of Philip Green. He's one of our hosts on the show here. Hometown's Parker, Colorado. Current temperature is 31, partly cloudy and sunny. High today was 34 and the low was 14. Thanks for tuning in for weather. We'll see you in 2 weeks back here. Roxanne?
Minot State University offers many different types of leadership programs here on campus. The man in charge of the Luanga Leadership Center is Jim Strum. Jen, how are you doing today?
I'm great, thanks.
So just from a general standpoint, what is this leadership program?
Well, it's a leadership center. The Luangas didn't think that people were getting enough education in leadership and thought it was a real need, so they donated funds to create a leadership center. And we do both academics and co-curricular programs. So we have, academically, you can get a certificate or a concentration in leadership, or we have co-curricular programs, workshops. We offer 30 workshops this semester.
Okay, and then what do the students benefit off of from this specific program or center?
Well, I think for any leadership development, we know that that's what employers are looking at. So if you look at the National Association for Colleges and Employers, they do a yearly survey. And every year for the last 10 years, leadership has finished in the top 5 things that employers are looking for. And so it's really just a great way to prepare students for their career.
Yeah, that's so true. So when I was looking at the website, so they offer different types of workshops. What workshops are offered and like what are they and what do you guys do?
Sure. We have 15 different workshops we're offering this semester, and we do them twice each, so a total of 30 workshops. And it's a whole range of topics. So this week we did professional communication and avoiding burnout. So we try to hit all kinds of different topics. So we have things that we think are important in leadership, things like conflict management and motivation and stress relief. So we try to cover a whole range of topics that we think would be really important for leaders.
Right, that is awesome. So also while you're looking at your website, tell me more about the scholarship opportunities that the program offers.
So we have 2 different academic programs, and that is the certificate, which is a 12-credit or a 9-credit program, and the concentration is a 12-credit program. So those are actual classes. Those are academic credits that can go on your transcript.
Okay. So how can students join the program?
The workshops are open to anybody. So those, you can sign up if you want to make sure you reserve a spot, or if you want to take it online. So people who don't want to do those in person can still participate online. You just sign up with the Leadership Center. Otherwise, you can just show up. And all of those workshops are 60 minutes or less. So we know people are busy, but we still want to make sure that we're giving them a great opportunity to develop their leadership skills.
Right, that sounds awesome. So it looks like we're cutting short to time, but if students want to know more or join the program, who should they contact or where should they go on campus if they want to see like how it is and things like that?
The Luenga Leadership Center is located in 101 Old Main, so they can stop by or they can email me. So either way works. They can call, email, or stop in.
Right, okay, well thank you so much for coming into the show today. Again, that was Jim Strum from the leadership program here at MSU. We will be back for more after this short break. Okay, good. Thank you so much.
Destin Hall, my major is broadcasting, specifically journalism. I've always liked photography. I just like to be that guy with the camera. I like interviewing the people. That's just something I always wanted to do. My grandpa always read the newspaper, so I wanted to take that and write in the newspaper because I know he'll be proud. So I want to get all my classes in right now so I can have a lot of experience in the field. So as soon as I get out of college, I can find the job that I really want to do. The people here are very wonderful. It's like a big family. They'll always have your back, and that's what I like about it.
I'm Shalom Bear, and I'm from Kalispell, Montana. I'm a junior. You do a lot of hands-on classes. I've never done newspaper writing until now. I think it's great to be able to actually practice that. When I graduate, I'll actually have pieces that I've written. I definitely am interested in politics in general. I've been trying to focus on things that really interest me. That way I have experience in the things I'm interested in.
Public speaking is what I want to do with my life. I want to be able to influence others. Being in this class, I've made friends that I hang out with all the time and really good people. The professors are all so willing to help me with anything, and I'm really loving it. I have so many opportunities. I love being here, and I truthfully can't wait to see what this 4 years holds. If I could do anything to change a life, that would just be absolutely amazing.
What's great about my communications major is that it literally teaches you to communicate with people. I love the idea of event planning. I also like the idea of opening up my own business. The experience has been really good. Our department is really small, but you build connections with people. I thought that I was an introvert when I went into it. The farther it got along, I'm becoming more extroverted, so I forced myself to come out of my bubble, which has been good.
Thank you and welcome back from that little inside look to our department. Right now we are going to be going live from Hardnett Hall in the art gallery on 2nd floor. One of our very own Joshua Strong has his artwork on display for the remainder of the month and into March. Make sure if you have some free time to go inside and check that out. It is a beautiful art gallery.
Yes, a lot of news and exciting things are happening in the English department. Howard has more in the story.
Thanks, guys. And today I'm joined by Jean-Francois Mondon. He is a professor for world languages and linguistics, has a bachelor's, master's, and a PhD in linguistics from the University of Pennsylvania. Very well respected in this field. Thank you for joining me today, sir.
Thanks for having me.
Let's just go through the basics of what this course entails. What is World Languages and Linguistics?
Sure. So for world languages, we pretty much offer about 3 or 4 languages regularly: Spanish, French, and German. And we also offer Latin. The world language major would have you take pretty much 2 of those languages, 6 courses each. So you're pretty much taking 2 minors and putting them together. Right. We also occasionally teach some random languages, like 1 semester courses and whatnot.
Okay. And I heard there are some new classes that are offered this semester: Ojibwe and Spanish for healthcare professionals. And you're also offering Old English. Can I ask, why now would you incorporate these new languages?
Sure. So with Ojibwe, we actually, the instructor who is, I don't believe he's a native speaker of Ojibwe, but he has learned it, and he's from the culture. He lives in Turtle Mountain. Okay. He contacted us about 2 years ago and asked if we would be interested in teaching Ojibwe, and I thought, it's a great idea. We got the support of Dr. Shirley. No university in North Dakota or college teaches it. So I thought, let's jump on this. So yeah, we're doing the 1 semester course, and I think right now it's being taught as a special topics, but we're actually creating it to give it its own number, and hopefully this will be a regular thing, maybe taught every other spring or every spring. Old English came about because that's just one of these random courses I wanted to teach. I have a student who took an independent study last semester with Dr. Robert Kibler, the chair of the Humanities Division. Oh, yeah. And she was working on Old English literature, so I thought, okay, let me teach this course. I have experience teaching it. I taught it about 10 years ago at another university.
That is awesome to know that Minot State can be the only school in North Dakota offering Ojibwe. That's really great. Yeah. So for someone that is not involved within this major, what are there any clubs or extracurricular activities that they can get involved in?
That's a good question. We used to have some language clubs, like Spanish club or German club or French. They always were sort of unofficial. No, I mean, if there's enough student interest, certainly we can do things again. But at the moment, they're really
obviously with the pandemic and everything happening, just kind of complicated. Tell me about the Language Resource Center. I know it has films and books and stuff. It's located in Hartnett Hall. What is it all about, the Language Resource Center? Sure.
So that came about maybe actually right when I got here, about 11 years ago, the year before. So back then, foreign language was actually a 4-credit course. You would have 3 hours in lecture, and 1 hour would be in the computer lab. Yep. So that's where we really got that going. We've since moved it from 4-credit courses to 3-credit courses. So we don't lose the lab as much, but there are courses in there that some other faculty can have courses. Students can go in there whenever they want. Great computers, nice posters and information from different languages around the world. And we do have a nice assortment of videos. Yeah.
Awesome. So just for curiosity, many persons find it kind of amazing to speak one language by birth and just by nature, and to pick up another language. Do you feel as though any of the languages that are taught here are tougher?
Yeah, I mean, it really depends on what your native language is. So I think as native English speaker, the easiest language, I mean, Spanish is, I mean, they're all difficult, I think, to different degrees. French is going to be tough because we have a lot of sounds we don't have in English. The spelling's awful. Ojibwe is going to be difficult because the grammar is just completely different from anything that we're used to. So it really depends on the language.
All right. Well, Professor Mondon, gracias. Agor pro veniéndome.
Oh, very good.
Perfect.
Yeah, great.
This was the Professor for World Languages and Linguistics. Back to you, Rox and Phil.
Thank you so much, Howard, for that quick update on the English department.
Well, sports are back here at Minot State after the entire fall season being canceled due to COVID-19. We now have some wonderful teams and games to go watch. With more on all that is happening with Minot Athletics, Cole has standing by.
Thanks a lot, Phil, and you are correct. Minot State Athletics are in full swing, and hello, guys. I am Cole Clementich, sophomore here at Minot State. This is my second time here on the show. I was a host last semester with Caden. I'm very excited to bring you guys the weekly sports report for Minot State and other Minot Athletics this semester. And without further ado, let's start off hot, shall we? As the MSU women's basketball team making a big fourth quarter comeback this past weekend versus the Northern State Wolves. This series saw both teams go 1-1, with the Beavers getting a signature comeback win on Saturday after being down by 20. The Lady Beavers scored 40 points in the fourth quarter, which ended up being the most points scored in a quarter by the team in school history. Amber Stavon led the way with 15 points and 10 rebounds in the Beavers' win 65-56. Minot State softball is now underway in their season. The team went down to Aberdeen, South Dakota to take part in the 2021 PC Dome Classic, where they played 4 games, taking wins in 3. One game had the Beavers go up against Briar Cliff, where former MSU football coach Shane Ledecky is now the head football coach for the team down there in Sioux City, Iowa. The Beavers edged out the Chargers 8-4. Sorry, coach, but good game. As Isis Cabral went for a home run, and Beavers newcomer Trinity Valentine showing up with 3 strikeouts and allowing 1 run in a complete game effort. Other scores around Minot State athletics inside the Dome. MSU Beaver wrestlers get a win on senior night 20-17 over Southwest Minnesota. MSU women's hockey got swept by the #1 nationally ranked Lindenwood Lions. The men's hockey team, however, do the opposite and sweep the Iowa State Cyclones 4-1 and 3-2 in a shootout. Men's basketball lose both games to the Northern State Wolves on the road. They dropped to 6-6 through 12 games. And then MSU women's soccer, also starting up a spring season, went on to beat the U Mary Marauders 3-1 at home. And now we move to a segment I like to call the Beaver Watch, where we take a look at some of the performances from future MSU Beaver athletes. Minot High girls hockey defenseman Paige Ackerman scored the Majet's lone goal against Mandan in a 3-1 loss to the Braves. Ackerman and the Majets will meet up with the Grand Forks Knight Riders in round 1 of the state tournament, where she will battle with Knight Riders defenseman and future MSU teammate Hannah Gray. Emma Mogan and Ashley Holland helped the Watford City Wolves win 48-36 over Minot High in WDA girls basketball action across town over at the MCC gym. And finally, despite her team losing in a Region 6 qualifier, Surrey Mustangs guard Katie Aberley was named to the District 12 girls basketball all-district team for her strong efforts in the tournament. That is all we have for this segment of KMSU Sports. Once again, I am Cole Clementich signing off, and as always, roll Beavs. And Philip, Roxanne, Carson Wentz got traded today. What do you guys think of that?
You know, the North Dakota born and raised, he's no longer in Philadelphia, but I think it was a good trade. You could tell he wanted to get out of there, and it gives Philadelphia the opportunity to now have Jalen Hurts starting for them. They don't have to worry about no QB controversy. And then Indianapolis gets their QB. They're pretty high in the draft, so they would have had to give up a lot of draft capital in order to get up and get one of those top 4 QBs. So this gives them an opportunity to have a QB for the future without having to give up too much in the draft. Well, thank you guys for joining the show. We had a wonderful show. We had some awesome interviews. Thank you to Calli Delsman for coming in and telling us about that awesome comeback victory for MSU women's basketball. We got a great sports update. It's awesome to have sports back here at Minot. We truly missed them last semester, and even though these past couple days have been in the negatives, we got to be in the positives, so that kind of felt like summer, Roxanne.
Yeah, and guys, don't forget, we won't be in the studio next week because we will be shooting live from the Pepsi rink for the women's hockey game. They will be playing, I believe it is Midland at 5 p.m. Make sure you tune in. But if you want some more Inside Out, you can watch the week after.
Thank you again for tuning in. We are looking forward to a wonderful semester here. We can't wait for you guys to continue to come and watch us on Inside Out. We will see you guys in 2 weeks. Have a wonderful night.